Alrighty then. Well, here we are going into a classic, unranked, all-pick match located on none other than the lovely, lovely Australia servers. Featured in our games today, we have Civ, Draco, and Pressthepig, all of whom have done some work with me, coaching-wise, or at least being a part of the community. They're also joined by two random people. They've got Eric and one sKai, I think. Coming out of the enemy team, we've got a whole hodgepodge of other Aussies, Southeast Asia, New Zealanders, and whomever else queues on the Australian server. We've got Lois Lane, Portiscanene, all as well, Chuck Smags, and then a face. So that's what we've got. Alrighty then. So we got to start off. We just got to start off with what's the worst, and then go to the best. Coming out on the Radiant side, we've got Lois Lane on Medusa, Crazy Face on Sand King, Portiscanene on Enchantress, all is well on the Earthshaker, and Chuck Smags on the Sven. And coming out for the Dire, we've got Draco on the Disruptor, going in the off lane right now, followed up with Eric on the Spirit Cow, Pressthepig rocking that Witch Doctor, Civ on the Naga Siren, and finally the one sKai on the Kunkka. Alright, Pressthepig leading out with an early ward here. Purple pinging it out as well, so they know that ward is dropped. I would expect that to get countered relatively early. Draco putting out a good vision ward in the bottom, and they're going to have some harassment coming out here. They're going to be able to zone out all as well, and they're going to be able to secure the rune for their Kunkka. Meanwhile, in the top lane, choosing to give it for the Enchantress. Pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. So in the safe lane, we've got the Naga Siren, we've got Pressthepig on Witch Doctor doing a little bit of creep blocking for him. He's got boots first, so he'll be able to zone out that Sand King pretty well. Caustic Finale level 1 on the Sand King is going to allow him to be a nuisance in the lane, but not really have an impact. And it looks like we've got Lois Lane doing some classic Ancients Medusa. Enchantress in the jungle, level 1 untouchable, not going to really be able to do much here, unless this is an Enchantress mid, which is what it kind of appears to be. Not really sure, but yeah, that's what it appears to be. Right now we've got Eric's going toe-to-toe with Sven. It's the battle of the passives. Great cleave on him, greater bash on Eric. None of them really doing much aside from seeing who can tickle each other the most. Dracos is getting last hits in the lane. He's doing some harassment with Thunderstrike. Thunderstrike level 1, relatively weak. Generally, I would recommend waiting until you get at least level 2 in that to really do something there, because for 130 mana, which is almost all of your entire pool, the damage, it's good. But however, if you can choose, if you are able to wait off, get a little bit later off, and then, Jesus, I missed First Blood. I missed First Blood. Well, it's probably pretty straightforward. And Snare, stuns, stun was on cooldown last. We've got this Enchantress that's not really doing much of farming in middle. Kunkka's farming it up right now. Sand King's in the middle. Meanwhile, Medusa's doing Ancients. Classic Medusa Ancients. Naga Siren's farming away. 6-1 right now, 8-3. And we've got a little bit of a skirmish coming off here in the bottom. Dracos is running down to the bottom and trying to look to secure it. Sven coming out there, but he's not going to really do anything. All is well, meandering over, and he's going to secure the bounty rune. Draco really shouldn't have ran away from this. He should have been able to check to see that Earthshaker didn't have enough mana to throw a fissure, and that he would have been okay if he were to try and stick around and contest it, aside from the right-click damage that he would take there. Mr. Face here is pinging out mid. Maybe trying to get an intervention here by the Kunkka to do some damage. On the Kunkka, I mean. So Medusa's level 2. She's doing Ancients.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
That's lovely. Very serene. Oh, and he goes. Oh, he whiffs it. He went for the X. He went for the Torrent. He ran in with that haste. Wasn't able to finish him off there. Sinking's just going to kind of meander back into the jungle. Disruptor in the bottom lane, however. He's got Thunderstrike. He's got Glimpse. Zoning out the enemy a bit. They're running off onto their lonesome. Sven choosing to max Greater Cleave over the other spells. This is nice. I like it. I would like to see some sense of like aggression coming out of the Radiant here. Well, I guess they really can't because they have the Medusa, but the Dire are in the position to be doing all the damage. Level 2 and untouchable, they're not really going to be able to do anything to her there. And she got that heal off before the Maldek even was, so they're going to be able to really zone him down. So Pressthepig right now should be just looking to pull. Deny as much of this experience as possible. He's in the lane. Doing stuff. Looks like he's just force denying, but he's also right clicking on the range creeps too, which means he's pushing the wave down a little bit faster. He could be pulling this camp over here by proxy of that way on the map, or he could have already pulled this and then denied this entire wave that came in, which would have been nice because that would have been a lot less experience that the Enchantress would have taken in, and that would have also helped with the creep equilibrium as well, because Civ is pushing the lane. And if you're not able to keep the creep lane under control, then you're going to end up getting under the enemy tower, and it will make it a little bit harder for your carry to last hit, and it'll be a lot easier for the enemy offlaner to get experience. Alright, so he's doing a pull here now, so that's good. He should have gone for the earlier one though, for sure. So Pressthepig doesn't get this dust off the courier, even though it ran right past him. Draco's doing more harassment down here, but he's getting fissured in. He could run around into the trees if he needs to, but it doesn't look like he's gonna. More stuns coming out from Spirit Breaker. Sven as well with the right clicks. And Earthshaker going for the classic 1-1-2 build. What is all these guys up with maxing their passives? I mean, Spirit Breaker, yeah, whatever. But Kunkka, yeah, Kunkka's also heavy in passive too. I mean, Naga Siren doesn't have a passive to max first. Neither does Witch Doctor, thankfully. So we can't see if the trend would have continued onwards onto the whole team of 5. So I'm pretty surprised that the Dire hasn't noticed that they haven't seen the Medusa the entire game yet, or they're just ignoring the fact that they put a ward down here at the 0-minute mark, saw the Ancients getting screwed around with, and then chose to never act on it. I don't even know what to really say to that, because you put the vision down, you can see the Ancients are there, you can see the Ancients are, getting attacked. If we're looking at your vision right now, you can see this. These are all things that you see. However, you've let the Medusa sit at Ancients for almost 6 minutes. Farming away. Pressthepig is being a little bit aggressive in the off lane here with Eric, getting off stun, but Mags is going to be able to walk away, I think. He mangoes, but then Eric's going ham again, going in for the final charge, able to finish him off. Pressthepig taking a lot of tower damage here. All is well poking over here with his head. Gets the fissure off on 1, which isn't going to do much, but Eric might be able to take it down, and he gets out of here with 25 HP. Oh my god. Draco's coming in with a great kinetic field that really saved his life. Eric's going to be able to go back to the base and heal up and then charge out. No, Medusa is I mean, even if Medusa was a bot, like, why wouldn't you deny this nonsense?
Dire's top tower is under attack. Oh, Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, so you'll notice on Dota buff sometimes that very high skill level players will be doing Ancients related shenanigans, and part of that's going to be because their team's able to build space for them, and often you can get away with those things on like Southeast Asia servers I've seen, so I don't really know, because the top Medusa player on Dota buff, who queues exclusively in the very high skill bracket, exclusively does Ancients Medusa, but I still don't think it's good. Ooh, they're getting some good damage off here on Sand King and mid with good cask. Great follow-up with the Torrent. And the Maldek's going to be able to finish him off. Pressthepig coming out here strong. Enchantress is doing a lot of damage to this Naga Siren. Naga Siren should not be getting zoned out like this. And, you know, the thing that I would have loved to see here is if you just ran in the trees and you just started using the Quelling Blade, cutting yourself a home out. Well, he cut down a tree, but... Enchantress ran away? She ran away!
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I don't understand that. I'm not going to question it. She should not have ran away. Kunkka running in with that S4 rune. Auto attacking those creeps like it ain't no thing. He did it. Here comes a charge in from Spirit Breaker. Kunkka, are you going to go to the X? Are you going to do it? No. You're just going to let it do that? You going to X him now? No. You going to... Alright, there he does it at the end. Finally, lands the Torrent. Eric's just taking the damage from the tower. There comes the Kunkka to get the last hit. Just on cue. He's going to let the Spirit Breaker die to the tower, you know, in nice 10 friendly fashion. Pressthepig has this stacked small camp here that he looks like he's giving the Civ right now. What he should have done, honestly, would have been to just pull that wave, because this creep camp has been there for at least 3-4 minutes. Stacked, sitting there passively, whereas if it was cleared every single one of those times, it would have been much more efficient. That was a boat. He missed it completely. And he's not looking at Medusa, so he's not going to get turned to stone. He's just going to keep running away, and he should be okay. And my guess is Medusa's going to go right back to Ancients. But here comes the Spirit Breaker! He's going to disrupt his day! Oh, no, he cancels it. Well, I guess it would be Disruptor's job to disrupt someone's day, and Spirit Breaker's job to break their day. Technically, right? I think so.
Quick sprint.
All is well farming up in the bottom. He's gonna be probably going towards that Blink Dagger, or he might get some Trank Boots here. We don't really know. Just a casual return anytime. There it is. There it is. He's got double damage. He's sitting here. I don't know what he's planning. I don't really think he's planning much of anything. He's thinking that at like 30 to 40% HP that he should go and have a gank. Which, I mean, not the best idea, but it is an idea. He had the double damage rune on him, but he's still been passively sitting around for a while, not doing anything. In that time, he could have definitely ran to the well and healed up and then come back. But they're going to go in on this Sand King now. Sand King using the Sandstorm to maybe get away. He's getting bashed back in. The X is going to be there too. They're going to be able to finish him off. Spirit Breaker at under 10% HP. Almost. 10% HP exactly. So it looks like Civ's going for a Drums, and then I would anticipate a Radiance, hopefully. He's not farming too badly. I would like to see him do more shenanigans in the jungle. I haven't seen him do anything with it, really. And that's really where the Naga Siren is going to be able to amount to such a really unstoppable force, by doing stuff in the lane while simultaneously doing work in the jungle, too. Even if you're using your illusions at like the 35 to 40 second mark, they stay up for 30 seconds, so you have plenty of time to get them in position, plenty of time to stack the camps, and then maybe bring them back in and do another Riptide to do some damage. So Draco's playing pretty scared right now. He's hugging the tower. He's going for the 4-1-1 build. Looks like he's about to get an urn. See, like, if we look at the dire supports right now, they're really not farming. And then, you know, we look at the Radiant bottom three, and they're doing okay. However, like, this was the carry, and like that was an offlaner, but maybe a jungler, maybe a mid. I don't know. They did so many stupid switches.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Oh, the Witch Doctor ult going ham and a half. Sand King goes to channel his epicenter. He's not going to go anywhere. Lois Lane coming in on this Spirit Breaker, who took a lot of damage, but is going to be able to just casually walk away. Nice. And Medusa's just going to look to stack the Ancients. Maybe. Maybe. And then going back to that. Wow, Kunkka with like no HP here. No mana. This team is running around pretty risky all over the place. I'm waiting for this Enchantress to just kill someone. You know, that 0 points in Enchantress build? It's not like part of her name or anything. Why would that be important? Alright, well that was pretty self-explanatory. He just kind of walked in, casually ulted, and like took tower damage to walk in casually and ult. Pressthepig should have been able to respond to that. Enchantress healing up the whole team.
Dire's middle tower's under attack.
So sometimes when you're playing Naga Siren, if you are not getting contested, you could go straight for a Radiance. However, the drum's move speed is really beneficial, the extra HP, the mana, the effect. Drums is a really good item on Naga Siren. So back in middle, Eric going ham and a half, going for his Charge of Darkness, following up with Nether Strike. Earthshaker's going to walk away casually, come back in with that final hit from the Enchant Totem. Pressthepig going all sorts of crazy with the Death Ward, but then here comes the Medusa Gaze. Medusa Gaze is going to have them go back, but oh, they're turned to stone! But Lois Lane is not really going to have any damage here to follow up. Dracos is going to get back. Pressthepig as well. All of their big ults are now on cooldown, and here goes the Sky Maiden going for a casual Torrent. It's not going to hit on anything. Alright, so just so everybody knows, Urn of Shadows can be used two different ways. You can use it to harm, or you can use it to heal. So you can use it on your allies to heal 400, or you can use it on the enemies to heal damage them for 150. And Medusa is still on Ancients. Wow. Enchantress is taking a lot of damage here from Pressthepig. The Maledict's already off on her, but she's healing up. Looks like there's a little bit of miscommunication here because the Glimpse is... Wait, now she isn't it? Oh my god, that was an awkward fight if I ever saw one. And I did just see one. It was right there. Sand King's going to be able to come in here and get a great stun off on one. He's going to try and follow up with the Epicenter, but he's immediately going to get stunned out and not able to do anything. Here comes the boat from Kunkka. Pop, pop! Down goes Medusa. I don't know how pop, pop and boats are related. Maybe if the boat was sinking. And that was like the water pouring into the boat, but that's the closest thing I've got for you. Oh, so it was Glimpse and X both used in that fight where the Enchantress was jumping around like a ping pong ball? That makes sense. Oh, Pressthepig is going to run back, but he's not going to have enough mana for his Death Ward now. Gets the Cask Out hitting too. That Echo didn't really do much of anything, and here comes the Song! Song broken just as the Torrent comes out, and then there comes the Mags. Mags is getting charged out by the Spirit Breaker. All is well, doing lots of damage on Kunkka. They're able to clear up the Sven. Sven is dead. Here comes the Medusa with the ultimate. There comes their Shaker right on back in. Disruptor has already been turned to stone. Lois Lane is looking all sorts of pretty, and Eric should be able to charge out if he knows to charge out, or he could just die. Okay, no, he chose to charge back in. So you could always just charge to a creep in the side lane and try and get away. Civ is walking around. I would have put out some more illusions and scouted so you know where you're going, know who's coming where. Something else that's an added benefit to the Medusa ultimate is the Medusa ultimate kills all illusions. If they were to turn to stone, they would also you know, get... Oh no, Draco, earn yourself! Draco, go high ground and earn yourself! No! See, if you reacted much quicker, you could have done it. We got this 3-3-1 Sven casually leveling up all his moves at the same time.
Dire's middle tower's under attack.
So Kunkka's got phase, going for what appears to be a Shadow Blade. Shadow Blade not the worst item on Kunkka. You can usually use it to really get some nice initiations off on the enemy team with extra damage, because that damage from the Shadow Blade, when you break, it does proc for everyone. So the Tidebringer with the Shadow Blade hitting in the big cone, it all happens. It's good. That was almost good timing by the Spirit Breaker coming in right after the Fissure and the Stormhammer was out, but he decided to go in and fight early. Here comes Pressthepig with a great cask followed up with an ultimate, and not going to be able to do anything here. Here comes the Medusa Gaze. They're going to slowly walk away. Medusa getting glimpsed back. Nice play by Draco. Pressthepig's going to come back in. His cask is going to be off cooldown. Draco getting a great ultimate off, and here comes the cask, maybe, from the Witch Doctor. No coconuts. Here comes the coconuts. Never mind, no coconuts. It was just straight to Maledict. And Eric, again, taking lots of damage from the tower. Draco should have waited just a second for that last tower hit to get him before... Oh, excuse me, before using that heal on him to heal him up. Alright, Sand King has a Blink Dagger. He's moving it. He's looking for blood. So Medusa's going straight for Lincoln's. Enchantress is going straight Ags. Earthshaker should be going for a Blink Dagger. The Sven probably going for drums. Sand King has a blink, so who knows what direction he'll go in after this. Probably Aghanims. Naga has a drum. Still pretty far away from the Radiance. Got like a good 3,500 or so to go. Draco has his core items here of the Arcane Boots. The Urn is going to be good too. If he's able to get like oh my god, if he's able to get something else to follow up on him, that'd be great. But meanwhile, we've got a Fissure coming out here from Earthshaker. Glimmer trying to get used. Pressthepig using Glimmer on himself, but now he doesn't have enough mana for anything else. So he's going to have to walk. No, he's not going anywhere. He just stopped moving at the end. He was like, I give up, guys. So as soon as he knew that he didn't have enough mana after he'd done that Glimmer, he should have just immediately TP'd out, and you could have just left the fight. Super easy. So typically at this point in the game, if you're looking at a Naga Siren, you probably want to be sitting closer to 150 to 200 last hits, around 20 minutes. And that's going to be taking into account all sorts of jungle farm that was definitely missed out on here. And you'd probably want your Kunkka to be sitting at least like 120, 130.
That force field leads me to believe that Dire just fortified their structure.
Shouldn't be too far long though for them to get those items that they really need.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
So Death Ward does physical damage. I'm not sure if trolling or not, but yeah, Death Ward does physical damage, so you do need armor against the Death Ward. Which is why I guess it's great that he has no points in Warcry. Not sure what that was. I think that was for fun. Draw like a smiley face on the map.
Oh boy,
That means for fun. That's a fun one, guys. Alright, Dracos is walking around. They got some vision up in the enemy jungle, that's good. Vision for the Radiant's pretty bad right now. Spirit Breaker went for a Sange first. Let's just have everybody's items. Everybody's items. Alright, we've got Eric going ham on mid. There comes a Sand King fun stun follow-up. Earthshaker going for an easy Fissure too. Not following up with an Enchant Totem immediately afterwards though. And they could have had the Sand King channel the ultimate and just really kill the... They could have just done a quick solo kill there. It's worth it if you just get a quick, then choose to not have fights again for a bit. Alright, so they ping out Pressthepig. They know where he's at. Going for this interesting 2-3-4-2 build on Witch Doctor. I guess he decided that the stun wasn't worth it, but I disagree always. Think about it this way. If you get Paralyzing Cask off on two enemy heroes that are next to each other and the cask bounces back and forth on those two enemy heroes only, it's a 4-second stun on each of them. That's like a Wind Ranger Shackle. Why would you not want that? So let's see what comes up in here. All is well, getting a lot of damage here. There comes a great Draco ward. Oh my god, the Death Ward as well. They're able to clean them up, no problem. See, the Witch Doctor does so well against Enchantress because Untouchable doesn't do anything to your Death Ward. If you did, that would be some sort of crazy buff to Enchantress. But it's a ward. It is magic and spell immune. So Naga has the relic. Probably have the radiance out in another minute or so. The Dire are looking really great right here. They've got a great lead. They've been holding their advantage pretty well. They've got this nice vision. They've got an aggressive lane ward in mid. They've got this one safe one, seeing if they've got rotations coming into their jungle. Meanwhile, lowest lane just blindly running at these two heroes here. Civ is just going to back out because he doesn't have any mana or HP. Eric, if he continues to fight, lowest lane will win. I don't like this as a fight for Eric. Eric! 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 Alright, Medusa did not use her bounce of her snakes. Oh, it's only level 2 anyway. Alright, maybe not. Maybe it wouldn't have done the impact that I thought it could have done. Farming away, farming away. I'm a Naga Siren and I'm farming away. So Kunkka kind of derping around. I don't think I've seen proper use of the Shadow Blade once yet. They know that They know that all is well is here. Here comes the Shadow Blade on the Kunkka. They already dusted off the Earthshaker for some reason. And he didn't even use the right click from the Shadow Blade. All he did was he backed out. He used the torrent. And Draco used his ultimate, which is what was able to really finish him off there. So I'm still waiting for this Shadow Blade use to be good, but we'll see. Casually popping that haste rune to get back to mid lane quicker to farm it. You know, that's what you got to do. When there's creeps in the mid lane, you got to go farm them. You don't want to save that haste rune as long as possible for an opportune moment where you can potentially fight or run away or anything like that. Nope, you want to use it to make sure you can get to mid as fast as possible and farm the creeps. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Hold your runes. If there's no reason to use it, if you don't need the HP mana regeneration that second, hold onto it. Meanwhile, Eric's just charging off on the Sand King, getting a lot of damage off on him. Here comes the Medusa ultimate to try and stop the fight. Medusa's here and she says, no thank you. Great boat coming out of the Kunkka, and the Glimmer going off on Spirit Breaker, but he's still going in. Lowest lane still taking even more damage. Radiance Burn coming out from Civ. They should be able to take down lowest lane with no casualties here, but Pressthepig taking lots of damage from the Enchantress on the backside, and it looks like the Enchantress is going to be the one that's going to be able to get away now. Never mind. Never mind. They got him. Alright, so this should be an easy tier 2 mid. And then I would have them pressure the next lane. I would have them pressure the tier 3, at least go for chip damage, because they use their Fortify on the tier 2, so then they don't have it for the tier 3. So even if you just send your illusions in once or twice, getting damage off on the tower and, you know, trying to push your lead to the limit is what you gotta do. Because this Sven using the Mask of Madness with a Naga burn coming up on him, first off the Sven's probably likely to throw a stun on it, thinking that it's the real Naga. But and you also don't know if you don't try. And your goal is to keep the creeps in their base. Keep your map awareness. Keep your map dominance. Keep them in their own base by keeping your creep wave pushed in. That is what your goal is right now if you're the Dire. And I don't know if they're going to accomplish it, because it looks like they're just going back to their farming. If we're looking at this gold graph right now, they're almost 12. They're 12k ahead in net worth difference. We're checking the experience, you know, over 10k ahead, and like they are getting a Roshan now, which is great. But can they really Rosh? No, it doesn't look it. They have all sorts of difficulties here. Eric is now taking damage. They just kind of walked in from the enemy because they never looked to even do a counter ward. So this ward was down. They saw him come in here. They followed up on them, and they were getting easy 3-man wipe.
I left my hoof prints in your backside.
So this ward has been down there for 3.5 minutes prior to you dropping yours at that time. So part of that is going to be because of the support's fault, but also like it was just a bad Rosh to take. Your team doesn't have the kill potential right now to do a Roshan. They don't have anyone that can really tank it either, and the entire enemy team is already up, or almost up. Now, as much as I like getting a Yasha next on the Naga to try to keep that farm moving and moving, I would have probably opted to go for a Boots of Travel at this point, so I could just already start the split push. The earliest you can get that split push coming out, the better. And Boots of Travel on a character like a Naga Siren is kind of a farm accelerator because it allows you to be in all sorts of places across the map, moving around so much more efficiently, not walking. And Medusa is still stacking and clearing ancients. So this roll one Sven, not really doing much here. Earthshaker has almost got his Blink Dagger. Once he does, he's going to be looking a lot more fierce than he is now. And looks like Enchantress just finished off her Aghanim, so if she weren't looking to fight previously at 6,700 net worth, she definitely is now. And she already was looking for fights, so only worse things will happen. And Dracos realizes then that there's a ward, and he drops it. Good on him that he realized that it was still there. After that bad Roshan fight, you would have think that they would have known, and I guess they did. Yeah, the Sven max cleave first. I don't get that. Alright, Civ is pushing out this lane. Looks like Eric's going to try and go in on the Sand King again. Yeah, as I said, Sand King going for an Aghanims. He chose to stun in on him. Pressthepig going for a very early dust. Here comes the ult from Medusa. Spirit Breaker getting a Shadow Blade. Interesting. Okay. I mean, you can use Shadow Blade while traveling in your Charge of Darkness, but it's really not worth it. Just trying to get a lot of burst damage off my Earthshaker. They're able to take him down right here. Pressthepig choosing to have the ward hit the Medusa when you can have that ward manually targeted and you can try and have it kill the Sven, you know, who is a much closer threat and who is going at you versus the latter, you know, the retreating Medusa. Dracos is in deep. No, Dracos, no! It's been a sad day if you're a disruptor. If you're a thrall. If you're a thrall, it's a sad day. Let's look at your pool of blood. You're dead. Enchantress with 10 earn charges. Draco's with 3. So Draco's been using his earn charges relatively efficiently and effectively this game, which is great because, you know, Enchantress has been in 9 altercations that we know of. Draco's having been in 15. It's good that we can see that Dracos is efficiently using these earn charges now, which is great. Because Enchantress is certainly not. Spirit Breaker. Not the Bloodsuka. Alright, Earthshaker's getting charged again by Eric. They should have... Okay, I mean, they have a sentry down still. They gotta know that that's happening. And here comes the entire enemy team, and the dust misses! He gets the echo off on 4, but it doesn't even do anything, and they just kill him off. All sorts of nonsense going off in this game. Lois Lane chipping away at that tower. She's got her Lincolns. She's sitting at the top net worth on the Radiant, and this is an Ancients Medusa. Remember, guys, all she did was really just farm Ancients and farm Ancients and farm Ancients and farm Ancients and avoid fights. And because the Dire let them, then they're just gonna lose. If we look, the gold's been progressively going back in the Radiant's favor, and that's because they're farming the map more efficiently than they are. There's only been a couple fights. You know, there was this bad fight here. But, I mean, after the fact, it's going consistently still in the Radiant favor, and it's mostly these bad fights that they're taking. Alright, you know, I do like this Silver Edge against Enchantress to get rid of Untouchable. Then you can actually kill her. That's not that bad. What does Kunkka have? Shadowblade MKB. I wasn't aware, Kunkka, that there was any evasion on the enemy team. Thank you for that.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
So you would have been much better off with a Desolator, or excuse me, a Daedalus. You know, getting a couple Daedalus on Kunkka, and then you could just go in and one-shot entire teams. Instead he has this flat damage, which is pretty terrible. And we've got a Shadowblade on Sven! Oh man. Yeah, my thoughts would have been is if you never saw Medusa on the minimap, then she's doing something. If you never ever see her on the minimap, even though that you had a ward here, you gotta think that she's somewhere. She's gotta be somewhere, so you gotta know where she is. Because you know the people that are in the lanes, so then you would have to assume that the ladder would be in the jungle. And there's not many options for Medusa. You could cliff jungle, like in this region, or you can do Ancients. Eric's doing a lot of charging in and then using the Silver Edge immediately because he's charging into bad fights. So I guess under that regard it's a good thing he got that, but not the most beneficial use of this Silver Edge, because that's an expensive item to be using as an escape mechanism. Alright, we got a smoke out from Dire. What are they going to do? Looks like they're going on Spirit Breaker. Oh no! Alright, we've got a song on 5. Draco should have already dropped the ultimate down. So while that ultimate was going off, Draco should have already put down his ult and kinetic field, and that would have been really what they were waiting for when the Naga would take the ultimate off. Also, the main Naga was the one that was in that fight, and the main Naga was the one that was in there fighting. They should have pretty much been mirror images for as much as possible. Because they're going to be your damage dealers. They're going to do just as much damage as you are. I mean, because the Radiant's burn is going to be the most beneficial part of the Naga Siren, not so much, you know, the evasion and that sort of stuff. Because, like, you've got Manta illusions, and then you're not looking at them for right-click damage. You're looking at them to keep the lanes pushed, absorb damage, and deal magic damage through the Radiance. Yes. The right-click on them is kind of negligible. Well, not really, but for these purposes, they kind of are. Sven doing stuff. Eric trying to do stuff. Failing to do stuff. He's going for that final hit on Sand King! And here comes the stun! Are they going to be able to kill Eric under tower? Looks like they're going to be able to. 1, 2, 3. Here comes the Earthshaker stun, and the Earthshaker stun is going to finish him off! Eric didn't stand a chance. Remember, all is well. All is well. No, I get it. Like, you can use the Silver Edge while charging a Spirit Breaker, but he's been using the Silver Edge improperly most of the game. He's been using it for, like, charging in almost there, Silver Edge or Shadowblade, and then stops. So I like that he's being a bully. He's using all of his illusions in the enemy jungle to clear it out. But as soon as he notices that it's cleared, he needs to get them moving and going off to the next. We're using Riptide to farm that over there. It's pretty obvious that he's down here, and still not... Alright, cool, he has the Manta at this point, but he still doesn't have these Boots of Travel. He's wasting a slot on TP scrolls. It's going to be Boots of Travel anyway, eventually. Getting a Diffusal is going to be great for your illusions, but it shouldn't be your next course of action. You should have had this Boots of Travel much earlier. Shutting off the Radiance Burn, waiting for his TP scroll to go down, and then he'd think he's just going to TP out. He can Song TP if he needs to. And he's going to get stunned. So he's songing. And you're not stuck! He didn't even turn on his Radiance. He had his Radiance off for that whole fight. That was terrible.
I'll take that.
Pretty sure he could have just doo-doo-doo. If not, he could have just bought a Quelling Blade. 225. Yeah, he had money for a Quelling Blade. He could have bought a Quelling Blade and just started going through the trees.
Oh, great. Dyer's bottom tower just got
It's hard to remember to do that stuff in a panic of a game.
Oh, jeez, Morty, they're going after Dyer's bottom tower.
Mass Caustic Finale, Sand King.
Invisibility.
That's kind of funny. So everybody's just kind of farming up now, which is bad because the Radiant will always outfarm them. The Dire's farming as a team, with some people getting farm and some not getting farm, whereas the Dire is just all off farming. Every single one of their players on their team are off independently farming, whereas the Radiant is not the case. You know, the Radiant are in pairs, they're in trios, they're not getting time alone to develop as heroes and characters because they can't farm alone. And they're just progressively losing because they're just not farming as fast or as efficiently as the enemy team. And the longer this game goes, you know, Medusa will win. And now Civ is just getting caught out here, and he should die right now. Oh, he gets the song off. That's a great use of song. He's going to be able to back out of here, heal up a little bit. But Eric should not be looking to fight here at all. Terrible idea. He Shadow Blades after he finishes him off, and then he goes in, and then he gets hit again. Oh my god, this is crazy. Well, Eric's certainly dead. Pressthepig getting a great ultimate off here. Mags is going for the wrong target. Oh no, Pressthepig, you can manually use the ward. You can manually use the ward. Manual use of the ward. Net! Net! Oh, he didn't net either. Darn. So much unfortunateness in such a brief amount of time.
Oh, Dyer's middle tower's denied.
Doo-doo-doo. Well, he almost has defusal. And I really hope that he gets Boots of Travel after that one, because like that could have been his Boots of Travel, and that would do so much more for him than getting a defusal at this point in time, because he can't even really go in these fights and fight toe to toe. His illusions are getting shredded, so he needs to be fighting not until he gets at least Boots of Travel and then his next big core item that's going to tank him up and allow him to be in these fights, whereas he shouldn't be in these fights as a Naga Siren just now. He should be moving around the map and split pushing and avoiding fights, and you know, that's what a Boots of Travel is going to allow him to do, which he still hasn't farmed yet. But he has a defusal and he has a TP scroll coming. However, he's not going to be able to have both. He's going to have to give up something in order to have that TP scroll, which is a much more vital thing than either that is the Aquila or the drums. You know, the drums he wants to keep. The Aquila he'll have to get rid of because the TP scroll is so much more important. So we've got Vlad's on Spirit Breaker. That'll be pretty beneficial to your team. You guys are Roshan pretty easily now. But they know you're in here! Because we didn't counter. Good Glimmer on Witch Doctor. But here comes the Sand King ultimate! And it's an Ags ult! Great turn for the ult from Pressthepig, but it's not going to do anything. They're going to be able to finish him up here, no problem. Eric charging away. Kunkka coming in hard with that boat. Here comes the Naga song. What's going to happen from here? I've got no idea, because nothing's set up. You either would want to continue the fight or abandon ship, and right now they should have abandoned ship. Okay, Civ is going really hard on this Medusa. Medusa's doing a lot of right-click damage, though. See, she's looking to try and run away. If Medusa just chose to continue right-clicking on Civ, I think she could have got him. And Draco meandering over for that very brief amount of time, however much it was, could have potentially killed Draco there as well, just with the split shot. So a bit of a misplay on Medusa's end. That it should have all been your demise.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, you gotta get your Boots of Travel on Naga so much earlier than this. Like, that's one of your first items that you get after the Radiance, because that allows you to just farm the entire map.
Oh boy, Dire's bottom tower's getting hit.
Well, if you don't know you're going to win the man fight, and if you're in a position where all you can do is man fight, you should at least man fight. The Medusa was just kind of staring off into La La Land. And part of that is discipline. So many Shadow Blades in this game. I wonder how long it'll take them to counter this ward that they had to have seen get placed. Pressthepig doing a great ultimate there, and Civ doing a nice song again to break Sand King out of the sandstorm, I guess? I'm not really sure what the use of this song is for. Kunkka X's himself in order to run around in circles for a brief period of time. This is the next meta. What this Kunkka is doing. So they know they're there. Eric, you're being dangerous. Eric, why are you doing this? Get back here, Eric! Pressthepig should have taken that and then just thrown on the healing ward and just tried to heal everybody. With that infinite mana heal. Oh! That is my Witch Doctor noise. Don't ask for it again. That's more of like the Diablo 3 Witch Doctor than anything. Okay, gets the Maledict off. Draco ult does not hit. Or the field. The ult on the... Oh no! 2 return to stone! And Portus is going ham. Dracos is running away, taking lots of damage. Pressthepig also running around in circles, not using that heal. Everybody else is falling. I would love to see Pressthepig standing right here on the high ground, using the ult right there. But he's fine leaving the fight, because he lived. One of these things is not like the other. One of these things is dead. Naga Siren called that shit happening. He was letting himself get bashed by Roshan. I knew that was gonna happen. I knew that was gonna happen. And then that was really easy for them. Oh, and he's got a double damage too. Yeah, sure, no problem. Just go kill everybody right now, Sven. No? You want to just go farm your jungle? Okay. If I was in Sven's position, I would have first farmed that, because they have a ward here, so he had to have seen that you were going that way. I would have hoped and tried. And then, I mean, at this point, the courier was just there for a brief second. So, if we're taking a look at the goal graph, it's almost even. Experience is even. Gold is almost even. And, you know, look, that was their opportunity, where, you know, they had such an advantage in this time frame, but then they just chose to not do anything with it. Spirit Pricker charging out to the lane. Looks like Civ is just kind of trying to split push. He has his Boots of Travel now, which is great to see. He should really be trying to, you know, take down this Medusa, or at least like put her in altercations as much as possible. If he has these illusions, you know, expunging 1 or 2 of them on top of her, not a bad idea to just try and, you know, get her mana down and progressively pick at her more and more. Because you're going to have the diffusal action on your illusions and, you know, the Radiance Burn on top of it. It's going to be really nice. Uh-oh, here comes a great ult. 1, 2, 3, turned to stone. But the song coming out, stopping the whole fight. Here comes the ultimate from Sven, and Sven's going to be able to kill anyone that he gets next to. It looks like it's going to be Eric right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, and down goes Eric. Poor Eric. Eric the Spirit Cow. Yeah, illusions with their cooldown being 40 seconds, Boots of Travel having the 50-second cooldown, and I like to get an Octarine Core on Naga as well, you know, diminishing them both by 25%, making the illusion cooldown down to 30 seconds, with the Mansa cooldown being reduced as well, and then the Boots of Travel cooldown being reduced as well. It's really good. Oh, it's 40 seconds and 45 seconds, not 50. Very close though. I mean, this is probably a very new Naga Siren game for them, and they're just kind of winging it. That would be my guess. Oh, here comes another song out of Medusa. And she's backing, and TPing. And she's good. See, why did she back? She didn't need to back. She could have just sang and TP'd right in front of them. You know? Kunkka's farm is a little bit weird. He's got Shadow Blade, he has the MKB, now he's finally going for crit, and he has an Assault Cuirass too. I like the Assault Cuirass because the team needs the armor, the team needs the attack speed, especially for that Spirit Breaker. But I would much rather have the Assault Cuirass on the Spirit Breaker, that being said as well, and I'd rather have Kunkka getting different items. Oh, the stun going off on the illusion. Oh, do the echo! Do it! Oh, he doesn't have enough. It's on cooldown. Oh, Witch Doctor ult going so ham, so dirty. And that's another easy kill here. And here comes Medusa coming in like a raid boss style. 1 versus 5. The Sand King ult following up as well. That was great timing on their part. They're able to take down Civ. That's almost all their damage. Eric's trying to get some right clicks off of Medusa, but that's not going to do anything. Medusa's just going to fight and fight and fight, and you're dead. Now, what Eric could have done here again is that he could have charged out to a side lane. He could have charged out here. He could have charged bottom, and he could have lived, but he didn't. Also, Naga choosing to buy back in order to go bottom and to split push, I don't necessarily agree with, but you know, she does hopefully know that Medusa has no TP scroll on her. Sand King has 2 on him. But you know, Sand King backing, Sand King will be able to keep this pushback by himself. With the Shivas, he'll be able to take down those illusions, no problem. I mean, Medusa is almost raid boss style at this point. It looks like there's the permanent stone gaze on him. Looks kind of cool. And where are you going? What is the range on this? 1250. Okay, so Earthshaker can technically fissure a Naga Siren and break the song because the range is 1400. So you can fissure outside of song range and hit Naga Siren. Just food for thought. Shows even more how OP he is. So here we are now at the 52-minute mark with the game now in the Radiant favor. Our entire opportunity for victory has passed, and now it's only our game to hopefully come back from. That's where we're at now. Now it looks like Civ is again going bottom to, you know, counter push. When really what you should be doing in this sort of situation, yeah, you can go to the offlane and you can start pushing it out, but if you proc your illusions, you gotta send them mid. You gotta cut this wave, because if they keep pushing, you're only gonna lose. And he's missing all these important fights that are happening that he could have disengaged. Naga, single-handedly, could have disengaged this whole fight. As soon as that ult from the Sven came out and the damage started being applied, he could have songed and just stopped the fight immediately. What did he do? He got to the tower, and now he's going to back. They're going to take this tower, they're going to take this Rax. Naga's going to come in and song, but for what? We're not accomplishing anything with this song aside from delaying the inevitable of them taking this Rax. We're going to back out a little bit now, and then they're just going to go right back to taking the Rax. Here comes the Kunkka boat. Fail boat. He's sending in all these illusions at once. He really needs to stagger them a little bit more because of the Maelstrom proc and the AoE that's coming out from this Earthshaker. They're not going to be able to do anything here. And looks like the Radiance is taking their time taking this Rax. Nice and casual. See, all the illusions gone at once because he just has split shot on and he sent them in one on. He sent them all in at the same time.
Dire's middle barracks are poof, disappeared.
There comes the Sand King, blink stun onto nothing. And it looks like they're just gonna go right up the mid. Okay. Space Cow's doing a good job to try and keep them back at the base. Medusa using that ult to disengage that fight, and then here goes Naga. Naga breaks the tower. What I would have done from this point right here is gone straight to the tier 4s. Straight to the tier 4s! Because you can't. They're taking your tier 4s. Why are you going to take Rax? Why are you going to take Rax if they're taking your tier 4s? He shouldn't have even bothered with both of those. He should have just gone right for that. If he was going to try and base race, he should have gone all in for it. And now he's just going to song and TP out. TP's back to the base. Back in time to kill this Medusa. But Medusa buys back. And what's Naga getting for a next item? You gotta get rid of these. Okay, looks like it's a heart. As much as I like heart because it'll just tank you up, I think Octarine would have been the go-to in this game because you're already defending your Ancient. You gotta lower that song cooldown. Lowering that song cooldown is so paramount to your victory because if you have song up more times, then why is Kunkka's doing this by himself? Oh my god, this is a disaster. Fissure onto nothing. It was a good attempt. Pressthepig should have looked to like re-engage on that with a good cask off on 2. Could have very well happened there. Going in and check the pit in that glimmer. And then he's going to come back and he's going to get blinked, stunned. Earthshaker stun on the 2. There it is. I'm going to rewind by 10 seconds. Goes in to check the base. There he comes out. Blink back. Yes. Earthshaker blinks. Stun on the 2. Why is that graphically not there? I don't know. That was confusing. Whatever. Casual Spirit Breaker charge all the way out of the base, all the way out here for some reason. Not quite sure about that. Sand King picked up Sven's bracer that was sitting in the well too. Nice and strong. And then we've got an ult out here coming out from Draco's, getting a great ult off, but unfortunately on Medusa, she is so tanky at this point that you can't really do much there. Eric charging in on Medusa, but immediately changing his focus to the Sven. Sven getting sheeped up in the backside. Pressthepig throwing out a cask, hoping for the best. There comes the word as well. All is well blinking behind him, following up with an Enchant Totem. Stunning him out because of that Aftershock proc. Eric coming in with a nice charge onto the Sand King, but Sand King's just going to go away into the Sandstorm. Okay, so look, Civ, you're in the base. Take the tier 4s. 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 Wasted all that time going for this here, taking the tower, taking their axe, and they're just gonna lose now. They're just gonna push the tower. They're just gonna push the base in, and they're gonna lose. He's not gonna win this race. His micro focus isn't even there. He doesn't have all the illusions in the right place. He could have kept all of his illusions on there, TP'd back with his main hero, and then used Song to potentially try and push out and delay it. That would have been his only other option there to maybe potentially keep his team in. Keep the illusions, obviously, all on the Ancient, TPing back to the base, and just hoping for the best. I think that there was a lot of opportunity in there from a rat prospect that Naga could have saved this game. But, alas, things did not go as planned. Now, if we have Pressthepig, Draco, or Civ in the chat right now, if they are able to join me into TeamSpeak and they want to talk to me a little bit more about this game, I would welcome the opportunity right now if you're available.